So here I am in the middle of this pandemic feeling burnt out. Like who gets burnt out in a pandemic? The entire world has shut down and I was feeling exhausted. We're going to talk today about how to manage your own energy. And as an entrepreneur, for those of you who are watching who are in business, this is crucially important to your success that you learn how to manage your energy. So I'm going to share with you the things that are going to rob you of your energy. So 3 major things that you can change right now. And then one that I'm going to say for the very end, so you have to watch all the way through. So one of them that is like the hidden thing that's robbing you of your energy that you need to know about. So let's jump right in. So the reason this topic is on my mind today is I found that during this whole pandemic time, as people are taking, a rest, taking a pause on life, I found a few weeks into it that I was exhausted, like burnt out. And I thought to myself, this is absolutely crazy because we're in the middle of a pandemic. People are taking a time out. People are resting. They're pausing. Why do I feel exhausted? And I'm going to share with you what I sort of figured out. So as you're coming on, as you're watching, say hello, give me a little wave, a comment, a like, so that I know that you're there, because I use this Ecamm platform where I can't really see who's watching, but I want to know that you're there. And so say hello. And why don't you actually in the comments right now, say hello and also tell me how your Saturday is going so far. So from wherever you're watching from. Here in the Vancouver area, it has been super, super hot. Very, very hot, and I love it. Okay, so the things that are robbing you of your energy. So the thing that I came to realize was I was filling my calendar with a lot of busy work, right? A lot of busy work during the beginning of this pandemic because I was just like, I didn't want to stop, and I was so afraid that I would lose momentum in my business if I took a time out. So I filled up my calendar with things that weren't really necessary. So the first thing is you have to manage your own calendar as an entrepreneur. And once I became aware that I was doing this, I went back to an old system that I've used for many years that I kind of fell off track of, but I went back to it, and that is keeping a color-coded calendar. So as an entrepreneur, if you are not managing your calendar, if you are not in charge of your calendar, then essentially what you have done is created yourself a job within your business, that you are treating yourself like an employee. And in fact, you're probably treating yourself worse than how you would treat an employee because, we have labor laws and standards. And I bet that if you're like most entrepreneurs, if you're not managing your calendar already, you are probably abusing yourself as an employee. So this is the color-coded system that I like, and this helps me really manage my time. So the first thing I do is I block off chunks of time into 90-minute segments, no more. I don't spend more than 90 minutes of focused work. So because I know that my brain isn't firing on all cylinders after 90 minutes. So I give myself 90 minutes of really focused, like laser focused work. And then I stop what I'm doing. I get up, I move, I walk the dog, I go get a drink of water, I have a snack, I take a time out essentially, and then I come back for the next 90-minute segment. So I color code things based on the activities that I'm doing. Now, this is how I do it. So blue, and this app, this Ecamm, sometimes distorts color. So blue, yeah, that looks blue. Blue is for marketing activities. So anything that is marketing related, consultations, this is planning posts, this is writing content, blue is marketing. Yellow, this, you can't tell that this is yellow. Maybe if I put it next to my hair, yellow. Anyway, it's yellow. So yellow is for, networking. So any networking events that I do, anytime networking, it is yellow on my calendar. And then I have green, and green is, you cannot even tell this is green, but this is green, and green is paid time because money is green. And because I'm so clever, yellow and blue make green. So I know that these 3 If I don't see enough green in my calendar, then maybe I have to add more marketing time and do more blue. Maybe I need to do some networking. Maybe I need to add more yellow onto my calendar, and that will ultimately turn into more green. Just how my brain likes to think about it. Then I have pink. Pink is Terry time. Pink is self-care activities, things that are fun for me to do. Pink is like going to get my nails done. It's going to the spa. It is, blocking off time that's going to be like a special evening with my husband. Pink is Terry time essentially. And then I have this sort of like reddish, darker pink color. And this is things that are important and out of the ordinary. So this is like, things that don't come up all the time. So maybe a specific conference. Speaking events go in this color because I have to know to prepare. So I have to see it. It has to jump off the page to me above anything else. This would be the dentist because I don't really love going to the dentist. So it's not Terry time, but it's also not marketing. It's not, I'm not getting paid to go to the dentist, and it's not networking. So this is like anything important appointments, dates, events that are out of the ordinary. So that's how I color code my calendar. And it works for me because I'm a very visual person, and it allows me to have a good overview of where I'm spending my time. Now, the other thing with managing your calendar is to block off when you're available to take consultations, to take calls, to take clients. Because if you let the clients pick their time, and then you try to schedule in your marketing activities and networking and everything else you need to do to run your business around that, the days get really long and carried away. So I block off times in my calendar where people can book me for a call. And that's the only time they can book me. If it doesn't work at that time, well, that's when I'm available. So be really mindful of how you spend your time is the calendar one. And it's also looking at your commitments. How committed are you? Are you over committing to things that you don't have time for? Things that are draining your energy. So if you're over committing, you're going to have an energy drain. But here's one of the secret ones is that if you are under committing, meaning if you are not following through on commitments, that also drains your energy. So if you commit to doing something for someone or with someone and you keep canceling on your commitments or not following through on them, it's like this like niggling little thing in the back of your brain saying you haven't done it, you haven't done it, you haven't done it. And that steals focus and it steals energy from you. So that's the calendar part, that's the commitments part. But let's talk about how you take care of yourself. So there's so much stuff out there about like hustling, working hard. You got to put in all these like ridiculous hours into your business. That's a really great recipe for burnout. And I've been there, I've done that. Don't do it that way. You'll be more productive if you are strategic with how you spend your time and if you take care of your physical body. So that means eating the right foods. And with food, if to manage your energy, eat foods that make you feel good, like that boost your energy. And those things that you eat that afterwards you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I feel like I need a nap. Those are the foods to limit. You don't have to cut them out completely because often those are the foods that are fun, but maybe, cut them down to once or twice a week so that the rest of the time you're eating foods that give you that energy boost after you eat them and not that sluggish, heavy feeling. Sleep. You have to sleep. I protect my sleep. I am very guarded. I love my favorite is like if I can be in bed by 8:30 and phone off, everything off, reading a book, that makes me so freaking happy because I like to be up early. I like to get up at 5. So if I'm in bed at 8:30, that works so well for me. It doesn't always happen because often there's evening commitments and things going on, but 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock is my absolute max. I hate being up later than 10. If I'm up later than 10, I know the next day I don't perform on all cylinders. So I guard my sleep. You really need to be intentional about sleep to manage your energy. And water. You have to stay hydrated. So I've been drinking Fiji water. I know plastic. I know. I don't drink this all the time, but I drink this a few times throughout the week because my naturopathic doctor recommended it because it's high in silica and that helps I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that what it does is it helps draw like metals and stuff out of your system. And it's a great source of it because it's naturally occurring in Fiji water. So that's why I drink this, even though it comes in plastic, I recycle, I get it. But you have to stay hydrated. You really have to stay hydrated. If you're not hydrated, you will get tired. And part of that too goes with like, watch how much caffeine you're drinking throughout the day. I love coffee. Everyone knows I love coffee, but I have one cup. I sometimes don't even finish that cup in the morning. It's, for me, honestly, it's more about the ritual of making it, the smell of the coffee, holding the warm mug, and those first few sips. I often don't finish the cup. In fact, my husband always laughs at me because I always have these like half full coffee cups lying around that haven't been finished. And so, you know, watch your caffeine intake. And if you're feeling tired later in the day, like, you know, in the afternoon, if you're hitting those sluggish points, look at what you were eating before that. And also check your hydration. Make sure you're staying well hydrated. So those are like those are the main things. And of course, with that exercise, you have to move your body and take care of your body. So those are the main ones. But here's the hidden one that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And that is, it's your mindset. So often entrepreneurs are like all over the place, like, you know, the whole squirrel thing, and they're off on a new tangent. If your mind is not focused, then it's like you're putting in a lot of energy and it's going everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and it does not produce a great result. So imagine right now you're in a giant warehouse and it's pitch black. There's no light coming in. You're totally safe. And in the middle of that warehouse, we put a lamp with a 100-watt bulb in it. Well, how much of that warehouse do you think would be illuminated? Not very much. It's going to cast a dome of light around it. And then the further away that we get from that light, it's going to get fuzzier and darker. And then it's going to be pitch black towards the edges again. Versus, you know, so that's a lot of energy, 100 watts, a lot of energy going everywhere and not producing a great result, and really also going nowhere at the same time. Versus a 5-watt laser can shoot to the moon and back. 5 watts, focused energy. A 100-watt laser cuts through steel. So which one do you think represents your mind? Are you that like laser focused, you know where you're going and nothing distracts you? Or are you sort of doing all the things and accomplishing nothing? And that, I would say, is the majority of entrepreneurs when they come to work with me in coaching, is they're doing everything, which means that they are creating nothing at the end of the day. So that's what I was doing earlier on in this pandemic, is I filled my schedule with all this busy activity to keep, you know, just to keep going. And it ended up becoming a lot of distraction, and it was exhausting. So as an entrepreneur, you absolutely need to manage your energy to be able to do what it is that you need to do on this planet. So if you let people, if you let ideas, if you let thoughts take that energy from you, then you're not going to be successful in doing what you want to do. You're not going to be productive. You're not going to be able to help people in the way you want to help them. So the thing that steals our focus are our limiting beliefs and our negative emotions. That's what traps energy in the body. It dilutes energy. It scatters energy, and it stops us from being totally focused. So it's really important that you manage all that stuff in here. So what are the thoughts going on in here? What are the negative emotions that you're hanging on to? All of those things steal energy from you. And so it's crucially important to manage all of that. And that's really the work that we do in timeline therapy, in NLP, in hypnosis, is being able to focus that mind. So if that sounds like, I don't know, if that sounds like you, then I want you to go to my website. It's here on the screen, terryholland.ca, and book a call with me. Let's see if we can work together for coaching or to come to one of my trainings as an NLP practitioner. So all of that is on the website. Feel free to reach out for a call. And I hope you got a lot out of this video. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments is, what are the takeaways that you're going to get from this that you are going to implement in your life? Is it drinking more water? Is it, setting aside time, like being really protective of your sleep time? Is it that you're going to manage your calendar differently? What is it that you're going to do to take care and protect your energy as a business owner so that you can do the work that you're here to do on this planet and not get taken out by exhaustion and burnout? So I hope you found that useful today. And, and these are things that I have found that implementing into my business has made a great change, not just now, but in previous years. When I do this and I commit to doing these things well, being mindful of my commitments, my calendar, um, what I'm eating, how I'm exercising, the water I'm taking in, what's going on in here, when I intentionally take care of all those things, then I have the abundance of energy to get out of bed at 5 a.m. and get to work. So hope you found this useful. Again, what are your takeaways? What is it that you're going to implement or change in your business right now, or in your life, to make a difference and positively impact the level of energy that you have to move forward with? So thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to being back next time. If there's any topics that you're interested in me sharing more about, please feel free to reach out anytime. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments as well. All right, thanks for joining me tonight. Hope you have a great Saturday night. I'm going to get back outside and enjoy the last bits of sun before it disappears. Bye for now.